Hi guys, welcome back. It's your girl Yummy.com. Thank you for joining me, my internet friends. I'm so glad to see you here with me in this place. Woohoo. I again love TikTok. Been watching a lot of TikToks, and again watching a lot of Navarro's TikToks. And some of my favorite TikToks of her is her dressing up as her favorite cartoon characters. Roll the clips.
Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage, yeah. Classy.
How'd your brand? No time for chit chat. Let's hang out right now.
Unacceptable!
I have to die!
괜찮아요.
I was trying to surprise you by moving you to my place while you sleep.
I don't know. I'm kind of busy.
For someone who's supposedly a mad genius, I'm not seeing much of the genius.
You can't expect me to choose a boyfriend right away. Don't even waste a greeting, Timmy Turner.
You think Paulina would have saved your butt back there?
She also did this TikTok way back when where she dressed up as like her, but as if she was a cartoon character, like her everyday look, her like special occasion look, like that kind of thing, like, you know, was really cool. But it had me thinking when I saw her male, specifically her male dressed up looks.
I'm addicted to
Anyone who acts otherwise will answer to me.
I like her and she likes me back. Isn't it supposed to be that simple?
I'll help you through this, Daria. That's my hand. Give me yours.
Hello, Zuko here. But I guess you probably already know me.
Do we have some of the same favorite characters? And then I was like, wait a minute, more so than the favorite characters, which characters were part of young Gemmy's sexual awakening? Which cartoon characters really made me be like,
men aren't trash. Oh my god, what?
and because of that, I wanted to, you know, maybe have a little fun. I like making cartoon videos. I like telling you guys what my favorite cartoons were, whether they be women or black. And now I'm going to tell you what cartoons really made me believe that not all men are trash, you know? What cartoons really awoken the young Yummy. But for that, I'm going to need my handy dandy notebook. So, we are going to be talking about cartoon husbands.
You make my girlhood tremble.
My cartoon husbands from way back when I was a child. When I was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog!
Very nice.
Thanks.
Now, before I go into my official list, I do have to disclaim a little bit, because on this list, technically, I wanted to keep it to 5. I always like to keep it to 5 for my top 5. But there are like 3 little extras. 2 that I'll talk about later, 1 that I will talk about now. The one that I'm going to talk about now is the one that I'm most embarrassed about. And I can't tell you why I love this man. It was Arnold from Hey Arnold. I think I really liked Arnold from Hey Arnold because Helga liked him.
Arnold, what a boob. What an annoying little smarty pants know-it-all. How I despise him. And yet, I love him. His noble curiosity, his cool, keen powers of observation, his unfaltering sense of right and wrong. Oh, if only I could find the strength to tell him how much I adore him. If only there was some way I could let him know. Some way I could whisper my secret adoring thoughts, soothe his fevered brow, and dare I even think it, kiss the lips that haunt my girlish dreams. Oh, if only.
And Helga was kind of a tsundere, like, she was, that's how I show love, like, I'm gonna punch you in the back of your head, and maybe that'll make you like me.
Look at her, she's amazing. I must have her in my life. She is my day, she is my night, she is my flower. I must prove my love for her, to have her forever. So with all my heart and with all my soul and with all my might, I shall throw this rock at her. And as the blood trickles down her temples, she will know the depths of my affection.
Like, move it, football head. Like, that was me when I was a kid. Kind of still me now. But I show my affection with malice and pain. And so her showing that affection to Arnold kind of made me like, oh, Arnold gotta go on, you know, kind of a vibe. So
1, 2, 3, watch me! Hey! Watch me!
that is like my like disclaimer crush that I am super ashamed of. Not ashamed, but I can't genuinely tell you why I really like them. But I just really did like him and his little kilt. And fun fact, it's not a kilt, it's an undershirt. It is actually like a dress shirt that is under his regular shirt. That's just the first one, I guess. Not first, that's my disclaimer. We're gonna go into the real list of cartoon characters that I still loved then and now and made me believe that men weren't trash and I would still marry if they were real people. You're not marry. I say marry a lot, but like, you know, date if they were real people. But they're not. The first one is gonna be Fillmore.
Fillmore, I'm on it.
I know what you're thinking. Fillmore? What? Girl, you like bald men? Yeah, I mean, listen. I know a lot of people who liked Fillmore were like more Team Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg from Teen Titans, if you don't know. He was hottie too, but he wasn't really on my list.
When there's trouble, you know what to do. Call Cyborg, he can shoot a rocket from his shoe. 'Cause he's Cyborg.
But Fillmore was a little different. You know, he wasn't as buff as Cyborg, but I'm just pitting two bald black men against each other. Jeez Louise. Sorry. Talking about Fillmore. I liked Fillmore a lot because he was funny, he was dry, he was witty, had a sense of justice. I love that superhero type.
I know Kung Fu, and you don't want it. It'd be real bad for your digestion. So step off and walk on. I said walk on.
But it was kind of like that feeling of like, not all heroes wear capes. Like, hitting that end of mode kind of vibe, like a superhero, but a super attainable superhero. I was a school hall monitor or a safety patrol. I was safety patrol in my school strictly because I saw Fillmore do it. One of the costumes that I've always wanted to do for Halloween is not Fillmore, but Ingrid Third. I wanna have a Fillmore first, like someone who can dress up as Fillmore, and then I dress up as Ingrid Third, something like that. You know, I love that costume idea so much. I love the show so much. I think it's an underrated cartoon that a lot of us don't talk about anymore. But it was really cool because it was kind of like Recess, where it took the dramatics of school, of elementary, middle school, like just small things, and blew it up to big potatoes. He would.
End of the line, Stainless. Oh, it's on. Let's see who we got here.
Have these big chase scenes on the jungle gym. I really was like, Fillmore's the law. Like, he's a safety patrol. Like, what are we talking about here? Why is he bringing justice to lunch ladies? That is not your job. Your job is to guide people down the hallway, sir, and make sure no one's screaming on the bus. That is all you have to do. But he really made it feel like a cop show.
It's on a need-to-know basis, baby. And I'm afraid you don't need to know.
And probably is the reason why I watch so many, like, cops and shows. If you don't know what a cop and show is, like a cop and a forensic scientist, or a cop and a forensic anthropologist, like in Bones, or a cop and a dead guy, like in a Sleepy Hollow, or a cop and a writer, like in Castle, or a cop and a whatever, out of any of the many cop and shows. Forensic pathologist, like in Roseland. What what Rosewood. Ah, Rosewood. Anyways, it probably was one of the reasons why I got really into cop shows for a really long time, and am still into them and find them as my guilty pleasure today. Because Fillmore stole my heart with his bald head and his bright orange belt, and I loved it, and I still love him, and I think he's still a great cartoon character, and I think that the kids should look up to him. Do not try and fight your lunch ladies just because you are a safety patrol monitor, children. I've seen it try and happen, but it is a good show, and I did really, really love him because he was so iconic, especially that one line. You know what I'm talking about.
You played me for a sucker, Penny. I'm not going out like that. Not for you. Not anymore. Be at HQ first thing in the morning. Don't make me come get you. And one last thing, baby. That chicken
was dry.
Was dry. Real dry.
Yeah! It was so good. It was so good. Oh my god. He should have just pulled Ingrid. Whatever. But they were friends. It was fine. Whatever. Loved it. So that was definitely my first, like, I remember vividly, like, oh, I love this man. My next one was, it was Jake Long, the American Dragon.
But we're not bragging. He's the American Dragon. He's gonna stop his enemies with his dragon power. Dragon teeth, dragon tail, burning dragon fire. Real live wire, American Dragon.
I loved that show. That show was so good to me. I was really into that show, and like I'm pretty sure I was too old to be into that show, but I was really into that show. I loved it. I would watch it along with like Power Rangers, whatever season of Power Rangers was going on. I watched it so much. I loved it. I loved all of the funny lines.
Right under your nose, dude. I'm like a booger that way. Ha! Wait, that didn't come out right.
I didn't doubt you for a second. Okay, I did, but that's why you love me, right? Come on.
Dragon off! Dragon off! Hey, I did it! Check me out! I'm the American Dragon!
Okay, let's fly, kid. You can fly, can't you?
What's calculating, baby? I remember that all the time with Trixie and just all of them. Oh my god.
Spud! Don't even come at me with any more schemes. I need paper. Cold, hard Lucchini.
It was so great. It was just so great, and it moved my heart, and I love that show. He was like kind of in love. It was like that original, it was like Teen Wolf before Teen Wolf, because he was the dragon who was in love with the dragon hunter's daughter, the main dragon hunter's daughter.
Well done, young dragon. But word to the wise, it is not good idea to flirt with mortal enemies. Trust Grandpa, he's been there.
Which is like Teen Wolf, where he's the wolf that's in love with the werewolf hunter's daughter, like, you know. It was like really giving us Scott McCall vibes before Scott McCall, and I loved it. It was just funny, witty. He was so interesting. He had green hair, which I really did love. I love green. I love orange. So he had like black and green hair. He was just so honest, and he was kind of one of the first cartoon characters to have like a distinct accent that I remember. Like, obviously, like, you have Tommy from like Rugrats, who was like talking in baby talk, but he sounded to me like most like a real person.
Foo! Yo, dog, we do have a doggy door.
Kid, where were you?
Foo, I don't even want to hear it. Grandpa must be bugging if he thinks he's gonna make me clean his whole house with my—
You don't know.
I remember like being like, I love the way he talks. Like, I know people who talk like this. I love the way he talks. It's great. It's amazing. Like, I love it. I loved it. I loved it. I love it. And he was just, you know, down for justice, but also a little bit selfish. He was a little stupid too. So I was like, maybe I could take advantage of it. But I was like really into him. I really loved him. Ironically, the next person also did the voice for both Jake Long and this character. A super iconic character that everybody knows and loves, and it's Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hello, Zuko here. But I guess you probably already know me, sort of. So, the thing is, I have a lot of firebending experience, and I'm considered to be pretty good at it. Well, you've seen me. You know, when I was attacking you?
I love Zuko because, again, he was a bad boy. Like, why I like Fillmore? Because he was, like, upright and full of justice. Zuko was a bad boy that can change for good, you know? Like, I'm just like... The pussy is therapy. But really, I really could not, like, you know what, I first got into Avatar and I was like, I don't find him attractive at all. But the worse his behavior was, and the more I felt like, oh, he's gonna change for good, the better I felt about his bad behavior, because I was like, ooh, it's gonna be a real 360. I was really hoping he would end up with Katara. That is one of my ships. Zutara is for life. Everybody who supports Kang is wrong, and Zutara is it.
Watch out!
What are you doing?
Keeping rocks from crushing you.
Okay, I'm not crushed. You can get off me now.
I'll take that as a thank you.
But I do just really love his character.
Why am I so bad at being good?
He was deep. He had a brooding past. And I think that I could, in fact, blame Avatar: The Last Airbender and really Zuko on the reason why we have to watch things like The Kissing Booth now. Because all of those people who grew up on Bad Boy Zuko with a broken past being healed by a mysterious woman, in our eyes, Katara, but some may say May or whatever. All those people grew up and became writers and directors, and now they're making crap like The Kissing Booth with a bunch of just broken men who need to find love to be able to be healed. But that's also the funny thing about Zuko. It's like, that's not what he needed to be healed. He didn't need love, which is like why I'm also glad he didn't end up with Katara, because like then it'd be like, oh, he needed love to like save the day or whatever. But no, he just found the balance of his morals. He had Uncle Iroh, who is literally the best uncle in cartoon history. You can't tell me anything otherwise. Name me a better uncle than Uncle Iroh. I'll wait. Exactly. So the fact that he was just so willing to change and was such a force for goodness and really ended the series off like amazingly, and you got to see this beautiful evolution with him. I really felt like I knew him. I was like, oh my god, my bad boy boyfriend just needs to, like, you know, embrace the good side of him, but like also he's not my boyfriend, he's a cartoon, I need to chill out. I really love the feeling of like watching Zuko transform into this beautiful and smart and well-meaning, good moral character, and not having to follow in the footsteps of his father or his sister or any other person and try to actually come into being himself. While the Avatar is a pretty interesting self-discovery journey show full of action, and you get to see Aang and their crew really grow into who they are, you also get to see their enemies grow into who they are, specifically Zuko and a little bit of Zula. And I really did love seeing that in him and seeing his journey. And yes, like, I was a little bit like, he's a little bald, like this ponytail not working for me. Eventually the ponytail started working for me. I was like, do I like this style? And then he grew his hair out and I was like, I like that better. His personality was just too strong. It was blinding me from the bad hairstyle. I like that a lot better. So he was hot. Zuko was smoking hot. If you think otherwise, then you're wrong. You're just wrong. My next person is, because we're already on Nickelodeon, so you gotta catch them all, because he's Danny Phantom.
He's here to fight for me and you. He's gonna catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom. He's gonna catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom. He's gonna catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom.
This is the cartoon that really made me want to make this video, because I loved Danny Phantom so much. And so when I saw Nava Rose dress up as Danny Phantom, which I loved, I was like, I didn't think anybody else understood the love and the care that I have for this boy in my heart.
Bring home to the love of your life. Dad married the love of your life. You're bitter and alone. As a lonely single man in your 40s, might I suggest internet dating?
He is always and will be the hottest ghost I've ever seen. Fight me if you care to. Like, the fact that he was changed into this like creature. Danny Fenton changed into Danny Phantom. And let's be clear, I'm talking about Danny Phantom, not necessarily Danny Fenton. Danny Fenton was a cute high school boy, really cute, a little dumb, kind of obsessed with Trixie, who was a bad batch. Really glad that he ended up with Sam, which is really cool. But
we're finally starting to warm up to each other, and maybe even starting to like each other.
Find your own hiding spot. I've got dibs on under the nerds playing nerd poker.
Ease up, Fenton. You're not the only one who needs to hide, you know. It's not like you were gonna give me some lame class ring, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, if we're being honest, I was really here for the Danny Sam couple up. And more so than all of that, I was here for Danny Phantom, that silver fox, okay? He looked good. He looked immaculate. Immaculate when he turned into, like, a ghost, half whatever. Like, it was never even established exactly what he was, and maybe it was in the long form Danny Phantom lore, but I just really loved his character. He was adorable. He was really adorable, but kind of stupid, which I really appreciated. So, like, I really, really did love his character. He had, again, also another character that had a great development, but, like, also, he had morals in the way that Fillmore had, but he acted like the way Jake Long did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, like, morals, but also a little selfish, and I like it, because it kind of gives you a little personality. You can't be, like, so good all the time, 100% of the time. And Danny was against that. He was like, I'm not always good, because sometimes I like the ladies, and that's a little distracting from being an icon, okay? But I really did love him. I did really love him. My last person on this list is possibly the first like time, like all these characters I realized now what I was feeling was love, lust, love, whatever. I realize now as I am an adult that what I was feeling at the time was an immaculate love for these characters. However, I wasn't necessarily at the time like realizing like, oh, like I really like I love this character. I like want to marry him. I would date someone like just like Zuko. I would date someone just like Danny, like whatever. However, this character I knew from the second I saw his selfish behind on the screen. I knew. And the thing about it is, like, again, like all these characters, I can boil it down to something, whether it's their loyalty, their looks, their personality, their powers, like whatever. I can boil it down to something. This character, I have no reason why. I think everyone was attracted to him, and I don't know why any of us were, and none of us can properly explain why, but it's Max from a Goofy movie.
On a second glance will prove I got whatever it takes. It's a piece of cake. To stand out.
Wow, who's that
Tomorrow's the only face you'll see.
Max from a Goofy movie was one of the first times where I was like, this is what liking someone feels like. Like, this is what love is, Dad. I was definitely like, I love this kid because he wasn't like morally standing. He didn't do any kind of big adventure or like make any kind of like super difference or whatever. He was just a kid who wanted to hang out with a pretty girl, and that was enough for me. I was like, I feel that. You know what? I want to hang out with a pretty boy. I want to go to a Powerline concert. Him doing the Eye to Eye dance with the Tevin Campbell song. Shout out to Tevin Campbell, aka Powerline. Was amazing.
We listen to each other.
Yeah! Max is on the tip. That's Max. I know him.
You get to see his relationship bloom with his father, which is also amazing. It was really, truly one of the best things that I remember watching as a kid. And one of the movies, like, again, I say this all the time, I had Spice World on VHS. I had Power Rangers, Rugrats Go to Paris, and then Power Rangers on VHS. One of the first characters I remember, like, wanting to go buy, one of the first movies I remember wanting to go buy on VHS myself was a Goofy movie. I loved a Goofy movie so much, and it was specifically for Max and his like charming ways. I don't understand how he was so charming, but it was like he reminds me now, if I were to have to describe him as a person, it would be Ned from Ned's Declassified. But I don't like Ned. I don't know. That's the problem. I don't understand why I like this character, because I don't like Ned from Ned's Declassified. Like, I don't find him attractive because of his personality. Kind of sneaky, kind of stupid, but also like fun, witty, and really just wants to get the girl. I don't really bang with that personality in Ned, but once you put it in Max, I'm here for it. I'm like, yes, that's my boo, that's my baby, that's my ride or die. Like, I remember loving this man. Dog. What? I remember loving him. I was like, this is it. He's perfect. He's perfect for all of us and for me. So that's kind of the last one on the list. I have 2 honorable mentions, and they weren't really like, I'm very straight. It's an unfortunate, it's an unfortunate disease called heterosexuality.
Heterosexual.
Oh God, help me, Jesus, please. But there are 2 cartoon characters specifically that were like ladies, and that I remember loving to a pathological degree, to the point where I was like, do I like love them? Like, I was like,
You should not doubt me. Say Grandpa. You will remember my name. Oh, Amber, you will remember. Amber, one thing remains. Busy for the next 8 hours. Amber, so warm and tender. You will remember my name. You ready for a little youth revolution?
and those 2 characters are Monique from Kim Possible.
Lagon, I don't want to sound desperate, but V-Day's coming.
That sounded kinda desperate.
Valentine's Day, the worst time of the year to be all lonely-hearted. You and Ron probably have a big time all planned, don't you?
If you don't remember Monique, she was another character who I loved the way she talked. It was the way she talked and enunciated and emoted, and how she was just brutally honest, worked at a Club Banana, and was just really here for the ride.
Thanks for buckling the swash, Monique.
'Tis my pleasure.
When started to help Kim out with her shenanigans. It was great. I loved seeing her more. Raven Simone played her character. And so it was just really a lovely time. And then the last one is Juniper Lee from The Life and Times of Juniper Lee.
Above all, who will battle the dark forces.
You better run, Blobbutt! If I catch you in the park again, you're gonna be wearing these size 3s!
Dork. And her name is Juniper Lee.
For those of you who do not remember Juniper Lee, it was kind of an answer to Jackie Chan's The Adventures of Jackie Chan. It was kind of like that, but like Juniper, and then they had all these ghosts and demons and stuff, and it was really cool. And I just remember loving her. Whenever she got into a fight scene, I was like, I love her.
You wanna go? Is that what you wanna do, buddy? Well, it's go time!
Don't even like women, but I love her. I remember feeling that. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. With that being said, I'm gonna close the book on my cartoon husband, love of my lives, introduction to love cartoon edition. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your top 5 cartoon husbands that you remember really introducing. I know a lot of people say Simba, which is interesting, so tell me your thoughts. I'm Yummy.com. Don't worry, I will be back, my internet friends, so stay tuned.